Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, but more importantly, to our mothers and to the dear girls sitting in this room. This is my second year in Sri Lanka, celebrating International Women's Day. And every year, the World Bank receives many invitations to participate in Women's Day events. But when I heard that I would have the opportunity to meet Sri Lankan mothers and daughters, I accepted in a heartbeat. Thank you, Microsoft team, for the invitation and the opportunity to address these wonderful young people who hold the key to Sri Lanka's future. I stand here before you as a mother of two girls, one in university and another who's just about to leave this summer. My girls are just like you. They too are dreaming of careers in science and technology. And I, as many mothers sitting in this room would likely have done, I've started my second journey of worrying. Will she be safe? Will she like university? Will she remember to call home and come for the holidays? But not once does it cross my mind to question whether she should go or not. This is what she and us as a family have been working for the last 18 years. It's her turn to go out and be a productive woman who takes her place in the workforce when the schooling is done. Just like every mother here, I also have a dream to see my girls do well in life. As parents, we are entrusted with a responsibility of becoming a role model from the day they are born, as well as the guardians of their future. Fathers too, but today it's about the girls and their mothers. Women who have achieved success in their lives, particularly in the science-based professions, have done so because of their love of science, the hard work, self-discipline, and the inner strength. In my case, I couldn't have done it without my parents and my mother, who reminded me always that success is earned. My father was the relief valve that reduced the pressure that my mother exerted, but more importantly, the pressure that I exerted on myself, my desire to do the best I can. I also had a lot of mentors. So this evening, I stand before you young girls as your cheerleader, the knowledge sharer, and a mentor. I may occasionally weave in something about me and my family, but only to make a point. This evening is about you, young women in this room. It's about celebrating and encouraging young girls to take up careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. What do I often hear? I can't do math. I can't do technology. It's too difficult. And what do I tell the girls every time? That you don't need to be excellent. You just need to do them, and you can be good at it. In any case, you're using these subjects every single time that you wake up in the morning and all day throughout the day until you go to sleep. In the supermarket, when you pay for something, you instinctively calculate, how much is my change? What's the balance I'm owed? That's a STEM thought. When a doctor prescribes medications, and one goes online to research to understand what is the active ingredient in that medication, that too is a STEM thought. So it's the critical thinking and ability to solve problems which are at the core of the STEM subjects. And I contend that inherently we are all scientists, technologists, engineers, and mathematicians to a degree. What makes the young women in this room today special is that they are pursuing STEM subjects to a higher degree. 20 years ago, who could have imagined what technology would look like today? Let's take the telephone as an example. Who could have imagined that the phone that began as a device where your neighbors could quite brazenly listen to what you were talking about because it was called a party line? And I'm sure for some of you, you don't know what a party line is. A party line is that you shared the same line with several different people, and you just had to memorize the ring of the tone of the ringing, and you knew it was your telephone. But anybody else who was on that line could pick up the phone, and they could hear everything you were talking about. And today, it's a little box that at any given moment, you can call your friends and your family using a voice command. A box that at any moment you can open, and it will give you news about the furthest place that there is on earth, a place where you will probably even never go to, but you will know a lot about. This has transpired because someone imagined it, because someone was ambitious enough to try. Few failures did not deter them. You young ladies in this room are the visionaries of tomorrow. Don't let anyone ever tell you differently. Let your imagination, critical thinking, and analytical curiosity loose, and you will be surprised at what you can achieve. I don't think that Marie Curie, when she discovered radium, ever imagined the potential impact she would have on medicine and on people's lives. As I alluded to earlier, my own girls have selected science as their future and aspire to study medicine and neuroscience. My husband and I, both having backgrounds in science, took a keen interest in exposing our children to the outside world. We wanted them to learn how to think critically. We took them on family trips to the botanical gardens so they could see that caterpillars turn into butterflies. Went on train journeys where they understood something about how trains operate by watching the contact between the wheels of the train and the rail tracks. We were keen to show them that the world runs on science. I suspect that all you parents in the room have been crafting your own journeys for these girls, building their curiosity and shoring them up when they needed it. In Sri Lanka, there are many more women in higher education than men. But when you dissect the numbers, the girls are not taking STEM subjects in adequate numbers. And there are less women in paid employment. On the other hand, life expectancy has risen 78 and 72 years for women and men respectively. In the decades to come, a large share of Sri Lanka's population will be over 60 years old. Sri Lanka is getting old before getting rich. This demographic will further impact family lives and women's opportunities to be part of the working force. This trend, left unchecked, will mean more seniors will necessarily be poorer in their old age because they will not have adequate savings. The aging trend is not unique to Sri Lanka. Japan and many other countries in Europe have fewer births than compared to those aging. The difference, though, is they are skilling their population, regardless of gender, and they are investing in technology. This is the trajectory that Sri Lanka needs to take. You young ladies, you are Sri Lanka's future. So the question is, how ambitious and determined are you? How willing are you to respond to this year's Women's Day campaign and press for progress? We at the World Bank are keen to participate in Press for Progress and see more women get into safe and fair employment, and we invite you all to join us. We applaud organizations such as Microsoft and others that are making digital learning platforms available to schools, making self-learning possible. I read with interest about how the smart school concept is helping schools to improve student learning outcomes using information communication technology. Today, the role of the teacher and the parent is changing. As technology evolves rapidly, we can't teach our kids everything in the classroom, but we can give them skills and tools so they can teach themselves and stay updated. This is something within our control. As students, teachers, parents, and school communities to take charge and make a difference. I hope you will all participate in our exciting competition on who is your role model. This could be your mother, your teacher, or someone who has inspired you and encouraged you to advance in your life's journey. So let me end by thanking the organizers of this event, Microsoft, for putting on this event and contributing to Press for Progress. A special thanks to all of you young ladies and their mothers for not only being here, but for making the event what it is, a celebration of girls in STEM. Happy Women's Day. Thank you.